tell my mom that I majored in the weekend. Sit and meditate about my problems. I never flaunt them, but all the homies chasing rings like they won't be Gollum.
What is the deal, beautiful people? It's your boy Ramon, Lifestyles Defined. Welcome back to another episode of AMA. If you're new here, you don't know how this works, you ask your question in the comment section down below, and we answer it in upcoming videos. Today's question comes from Marco Pereira. Sorry if I butchered that. And Marco says, "Hey Ramon, what's with all the people saying that Micro Four Thirds is dead?" Well, so prior to a year ago, I would not have been able to answer this question, but now that I have my hands on some Micro Four Thirds cameras, the camera that I am recording on right now is a Micro Four Thirds camera. That's the Panasonic G7. My daily and travel camera is an Olympus EM10 Mark II. EM10, OMD EM10. Jesus, those names throw me every time. So I do have quite a bit of experience with Micro Four Thirds, but to declare that it's dead means that across the board there is this consensus that the advantages that it had to offer no longer are relevant. So let's take a look at it. If you say one of the big things about Micro Four Thirds is the size, and it's the size of the physical body, because the size of the sensor is literally half the size of a full frame sensor, so they're able to get the entire body around that small sensor smaller. And if we look in today's world, we will see that a lot of cameras are really small. So I guess if you were to take the lenses off of my Sony A7 and match it up to the EM10, it isn't that much bigger. Versus if you look at the Sony A7 and match it up to something like my old T4i, it's a little chunkier. It's considerable, right? So I guess you could say that there's a lot of better cameras out there that are just as small, but there's something very, very important that people don't take into consideration. Although, to be honest with you, a lot of them aren't anywhere as close to as small as the Micro Four Thirds cameras. The lenses themselves make them so much bigger. So if you take like an A6000 and you put it next to like a Pen F or something, sure, you're gonna be like, oh, that's not a noticeable difference. But when you start putting the lenses on there, you start to see, no, there is a difference. Micro Four Thirds lenses are tiny, especially the primes. And that still holds true. For somebody like me, when I travel, let's say I'm traveling to Mexico, I'm only going for 3-4 days at a time. So I'm packing literally a backpack with all my tech, and then I'm packing a weekend duffel bag with some clothes, some change of clothes. So for me, space is a big thing. It's the difference between the 4 and 5 inches of some of the other lenses is really big for me. And then the fact that the primes in the Micro Four Thirds system is so small that I can have my 45 and my 12 millimeter prime in my bag, and it's as if nothing ever changed. That's a big deal to me. So no, Micro Four Thirds is not dead, because there is no other competitors on the market who can offer that size ratio, that lens to body ratio, and they still, to be honest, can't come close to that physical size of the cameras. So that's one. Micro Four Thirds is not dead. Now you're talking about price. Let's take into consideration the cost of the bodies. Micro Four Thirds cameras are stupid cheap for what they are, except if you look at that new OMD EM1. That thing is wild amounts of money, but nonetheless, I think Micro Four Thirds still has the best bang for the buck. I think the bodies of the cameras are very competitively priced, and the lenses are so much cheaper than the rest of the mirrorless world. And we're talking specifically Sony, right? Because that's what everyone wants to know. For the price I paid for my 12mm, my Olympus 12mm prime, and my Olympus 45mm prime, that's the price of one lens on Sony. And those regular Sony lenses don't come anywhere close to the quality of picture and sharpness, the attack sharpness that you get in those Olympus lenses. So again, the price of the lens and the quality of lenses are so much better in the Micro Four Thirds world. And I can say that because I have both. So yeah, Micro Four Thirds is definitely not dead. I think the best way to look at it is you show me. Here's what I use today, and I want you to insert yourself into that, right? Here's what I use today. For me personally, it would be an OMD EM10. Show me the competitors offering that vastly outweighs every single advantage of my OMD. And then I can tell you Micro Four Thirds is dead. Until then, no, it's not. These are real things to people. I mean, if you look at a ton of older photographers, and there's a bunch of them. I mean, gentlemen that are well into their 60s and 70s that's been shooting at these publications for years, and they've traded in their DSLRs, their films, and all of that, and they went straight to Micro Four Thirds. They didn't care about what Sony's doing with the APS-C sensors and the full frame. They didn't care. They just wanted the shit to be as small and light as possible, because at the end of the day, Micro Four Thirds still is very, very capable. It's as capable as everything else on the market. So it's not dead. It's not dead. I mean, it can be less preferred by some people. I mean, if you have the money to spend, go Sony. Sure, why not? It's nice. But if not, then Micro Four Thirds is a steal. You know what I mean? There's some drawbacks to it, but there's a lot of advantages to it. So that's where I stand on that. Thank you so much for your question. Don't forget to like the video if you like it. Hit the conversation down below. I know a lot of you will have a lot of things to say. I welcome the conversation. My name is Ramon. I'm out of here. Peace. If I had to describe Lifestyles Defined, I would say it is a dream come true to have a platform where we can talk about the things that we love, and we can share with people who also love the things we love the way we love, and just have conversations that matter and go back and forth and grow as a community. It's been a pleasure. It's been a dream, and I just want to thank everyone that's involved for rocking out with us.